Now we would like to welcome our president, Dr. Norma Ambriz-Galaviz, our college president, to the podium to welcome and address our students.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to be here with all of you. And I want to take a moment first to share this and indicate we have a gentleman in the audience. Romeo Garcia, would you like to come up? He is our new member of staff that has just joined us as of last week. He's very much familiar with our students, and he has seen generations of students come through Merritt, as well as in the Oakland Unified School District. So, Romeo, thank you for joining us this afternoon. What I thought I would change a little bit is that today we are fortunate to have Dr. Bug, our Vice President of Instruction, joining us. Usually there's other district meetings, and he was able to get away from those today. And he does serve in a key instructional role here as our leader. And our students today here are being recognized for their academic achievement. And I thought I would allow him to give you a few words of inspiration, but acknowledgement to the accomplishments that you have made up to this date. Dr. Bug?
Thank you, Dr. Ambriz-Galaviz. Thank you all for, in fact, being here. Congratulations to the new inductees, and I'm extremely honored to actually be here. The president gave me something that you will, in fact, encounter on a regular basis. It is, how flexible are you? Can you operate on a dime? Because the world will, in fact, change. So my words to you today focus on three different things. First, the challenges of academic success. Our students come to us challenged in terms of what they have to do, how they have to do it, the life that they lead, and so forth. Your presence here today says that you have met those challenges of academic success, and you are, in fact, a shining example of coming to Merritt and, in fact, leaving with Merritt, or, in fact, continuing with Merritt as you, in fact, exhibit to not only yourself, but to those that you, in fact, love and cherish. I'm looking in the audience and I'm seeing children. To those that you love and cherish, that it is possible for you to, in fact, face challenges on a regular basis and to be successful academically when you, in fact, pursue and put your mind to it. As a result of that, you represent the flowers of academic success. When you, in fact, look at the different disciplines that we, in fact, have on the campus, when you look at the different goals and aspirations that you brought to this campus, you represent this floral garden that we, in fact, see on a regular basis. And that academic success that you, in fact, are bringing forward actually is a blossom of what you have wanted to do over time and that you have, in fact, been successful in doing. And lastly, you are the legacy of academic success. You are that success that says that you will, in fact, set the groundwork for those that, in fact, come after you. You, in fact, walk on the pathways of those that came before you, and likewise, you will, in fact, continue to build that as you, in fact, go forward. So three things: the challenges of academic success, the flowers of academic success, and the legacy of academic success. I'm extremely honored to, in fact, be a part of this ceremony today, and I welcome you all into this glorious organization that Barbara advises on such an outstanding job. Congratulations on this induction.
Thank you for that. Now, I would like to introduce our guest speaker. Christine Lowe overcame personal and professional setbacks by returning to college and changing careers from city planning to producing films. While working on her film degree at De Anza College in Cupertino, California, Christine was accepted into a graduate business program at San Jose State University and earned a master's degree in transportation management in 2012. Christine has also produced a number of short films, some of which have been featured in local and international film festivals. She co-produced a documentary in the 1965 Wall Riot, which will be featured in Los Angeles on the 50th anniversary of the tragedy of this August. Christine is currently producing her first feature film, a true story about a father who discovers the truth behind dietary supplements and how they caused his son's death. Christine has served as an officer with the Alpha Sigma Alpha chapter at De Anza College since 2011 and co-coordinated a peer mentor program that won a Distinguished College Project Homework Award in 2012. She currently serves as chapter president and as well as president of the Nevada, California region. Christine won 3 Homework Awards this year, including the Distinguished Regional Officer Homework Award, which is given to the top 10 regional officers in the Honor Society. Christine will speak about how Phi Theta Kappa led her academic and scholarship and leadership success, helped tie up her life's loose end, and prepare her for the career challenges that lie ahead. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Christine Lowe, President of the Nevada, California region.
Thank you, Tatiana, and everyone here at the Beta Theta Lambda chapter. It's really good to be back. I have visited Merritt College on a number of occasions, all for regional events, and I'm always jealous to see the view of the Bay Area, which is something that I don't get to see in Cupertino. But there's just something really special about this campus and the people here. Everyone is so kind, and everyone is always striving to bring out the best in yourself, so I'm really glad to be back. I also wanted to take the time to congratulate the new inductees. It's a really special honor to be a member of Phi Theta Kappa, and just between you and me, kind of whispering this to you, and just in case your loved ones are here to hear it, don't wait until graduation to get that special meal or to get that extra piece of chocolate cake. Milk it today. This is your moment. Just ask for whatever you want. I'm sure your loved ones will be happy to give that to you today. For the loved ones here, it's also a celebration for you. I know it takes sacrifice to support your loved ones. It takes sacrifices for the inductees, but I know it's a sacrifice for you, balancing your schedules, supporting those who are here at Merritt College and striving to be the best that they can be in their education. It's a celebration for all of us. So before I talk about how Phi Theta Kappa benefited me, I wanted to know if you were familiar with an old saying. It's actually a formula, but this is how the saying goes. So you heard the saying, here first comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in the baby carriage. That refers to, someone who's individual, single, and through the series of rewarding experiences in their life, they become a parent and they share their life with someone else. Well, there's a similar formula for academic success. And the way that the traditional formula goes is that first comes high school, then comes community college, then a 4-year degree, and then you can grapple with whether to go to graduate school or find your first full-time job, which will eventually lead to your dream career. That was not quite my formula. So here was my formula, and I'll go a little fast because it's a little bit of a scary movie moment with a little train wreck at the end. So I started high school, After I graduated from high school, I went to San Jose State at age 18. I struggled through all of my classes and I ended up flunking out. Yes, our regional president was a former college flunky. So I started over, went to De Anza College. Took me several years to figure out what I wanted to do, transferred to UC Berkeley, spent a summer at Cambridge University, which was the experience of my life, by the way. And then after several years, I finally graduated from UC Berkeley. I got an internship as a city planner, which led to a full-time position, and then beating out people with master's degree, which is great. I beat out people with master's degree, I roll. But then all of a sudden, things started to go wrong for me. I was increasingly unhappy with my job. I went to work for another city to try to get a promotional opportunity, but things managed to become worse. Bad working environment, my mentors retiring or being forced out. I was kind of on my own, and because of it, I lost my job. I got fired. My grades went downhill when I got into the graduate program at San Jose State, and once again, I got disqualified from San Jose State. And then to make matters worse, in addition to some personal setbacks, I learned that I couldn't have any children. How could this happen to me? I graduated from UC Berkeley, for goodness sakes. So what did I do? Because I did make some pretty good money as a city planner, my husband and I just dropped everything and we traveled to South Africa. It was a place that we always wanted to explore, and we had nothing to lose. We couldn't go anywhere except up. It became the experience of my lifetime. During that trip, I decided to do something deep down in my gut, and what I really wanted to do was to make people laugh. Either as a filmmaker or as an entertainer. It wasn't going to be through city planning or anything else that I was trying to strive for in my life. And I really needed to be honest with myself, because as a kid I realized I would study comedians. I'm an older student. I grew up in the 70s, early 80s, so I watched television programs like The Three Stooges, Carol Burnett Show, The Benny Hill Show, which was late at night on Saturdays, and Saturday Night Live, which was in its infancy, which makes me feel a bit older. But not only did I laugh at what they did, I actually studied them on not only how they performed physical comedy, but how they made people laugh. And for many, many years, many decades, I ignored that voice and I ignored that passion. And I think one of the reasons that I ignored it was being a first-generation college student, there was always that pressure that you needed to be a doctor or a lawyer or some kind of stable profession, a teacher, anything like that. Somehow a comedian or entertainer didn't quite fit in that category, so I just kept ignoring that voice. But then while I was struggling in my career as a city planner, for some reason, I was very lucky enough to find the Benny Hill program on TV, and something whispered to me that I could do this. I know comedy's hard, but deep down I knew I could do it. So after all these setbacks and after my trip to South Africa, I got up, mentally dusted myself off, and returned to De Anza College and made it my crusade to tie up my loose ends in my life and to get things right this time. My first days back at De Anza College were a little scary because I came back as an older student. There was a small part of me that felt like I failed in a sense. I mean, thinking about it, the clothes styles were a lot different from my younger contemporaries, and thinking back even further, I have some articles of clothing that are older than some of the students in the school. But nevertheless, I got into the film program, even though I feared that I wouldn't make any friends. I found and made friends very quickly, especially when they knew that I liked comedy sketches and wanted to make them. But in addition for striving for my goals in making comedy sketches, I also started producing dramatic films and documentaries. And even though they weren't comedies, they gave me the credibility as a producer, and not only as a producer, a well-respected producer in which my film projects have gone into film festivals. But the second thing I did, which is the reason why I'm here today, is that I accepted membership into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. And there were 3 benefits that I got out of being a Phi Theta Kappa. First of all, one of the benefits of being a member of Phi Theta Kappa is that membership is ageless. It caters to not only the young, but to the young at heart like me. And for a returning student who was kind of down on her luck, got herself back on her feet from life's vicious curveballs, Phi Theta Kappa gave me the confidence that I struggled with and struggled to maintain for most of my life. And even though I went to Berkeley and had a successful city planning career, at least in my first city that I worked for, I still lacked self-esteem, and I didn't know how to get through that hurdle. Phi Theta Kappa really helped me get through those hurdles because a lot of the programs that they offer, either through College Fish, but particularly Competitive Edge, it gave me the opportunity to really explore the leadership potential that I had, and also made me think about my holistic goals, what I wanted to accomplish as a person, and the goals that I really wanted to achieve, even if it required some scary movie moments and thinking, I really want to make people laugh, and I really wanted to go for that goal. By then, I decided to become a filmmaker. And even though I made that decision and got back on my feet to get back to school, Phi Theta Kappa really laid that foundation that I really needed to help support everything else that I wanted to achieve in my academic and in my professional career. Secondly, Phi Theta Kappa also gave me the opportunity to network with others. And as you'll experience when you attend member meetings and regional events, that time and time again you hear Phi Theta Kappans talk about how the International Honor Society really becomes a stabilizing force in your life. Sometimes you might have a chaotic lifestyle or just trying to juggle everything in your job or taking on 18, 19 units, which is crazy by the way, in your academic schedules, but we do it sometimes. It really just provides that stabilizing force because we have a number of friends. You have instant friends, beginning with your regional president, that allows you to just know deep down inside that we have your back, and that will support you through any kind of struggle that you endure. And the neat thing about being a Phi Theta Kappa is that when you do go on and transfer to a four-year university or even graduate school, you might even bump into a Phi Theta Kappa, whether they just became a member and they transferred or they became a little bit more involved in their chapter or in the region. Throughout your journey, I know that you'll find another Phi Theta Kappa, and in fact, I even had the luxury of hiring a Phi Theta Kappa. It was for a film audition. And I looked at her headshot, and behind her headshot was a resume, and I saw those three great little words, Phi Theta Kappa. So I knew that one, she was reliable, she would make it to the film shoots on time, and that I knew that she would be a responsible candidate. So did that put her in it over, did that give her an edge over her competitor who was also a finalist for this audition? It did. As a casting director and as a producer, I knew that as a Phi Theta Kappa, she would do a good job on the film shoot, and she did. She made a great film. The third and best thing that Phi Theta Kappa did for me was that it constantly forced me to go outside my comfort zone. When you become a leader, you constantly challenge yourself by doing something that you didn't think that you would be able to do half a month ago or half a year ago or even years ago. By challenging myself and constantly getting outside of my comfort zone, it gave me the opportunity to coordinate our chapter's peer mentor program called PULSE, which stands for Peers Unite to Learn Through Scholarly Exchange. And that enabled students who were mainly non-traditional students who were coming back from hardships or just changing careers like myself, to get comfortable in a college environment, which helps bolster their grades and it strengthens their opportunities to transfer to a four-year university and beyond. I never thought that I would ever become a peer mentor and have such an impact on so many students at De Anza College. It also challenged me to become more active in the chapter. So I was a chapter officer for several years, but I always kind of sat in the sidelines, and so I took that extra step to run for chapter president, which it was the best thing I ever did because I had a chance to manage 10 other teammates. And because of that, our officer team won the Distinguished Chapter Officer Team Award this year. The awards are always nice, but the experience in managing a team and being able to listen to them and empathize and knowing what struggles they're going through, either in their life or in their academic workload, it was great to really take on that leadership role. The other thing that that Phi Theta Kappa provided for me in terms of challenging myself was even running for regional office. I'm no different from anyone here in this room. Don't let the medal or the bling fool you, because I still go home, I'm a t-shirt and jeans gal, I still like to wash dishes and clean the cat box, just do all my household chores. I'm no different, but it allows me to think of all the challenges that I overcame to become a regional officer. And then the one nice thing about going outside my comfort zone is allowing me to volunteer in my community, but particularly in my community. And so every July I go to Aurora, Colorado, and if you've heard of the news of the theater shooting, I go to the Aurora Strong Resilience Center and I listen to those who have either experienced the tragedy, they were in Theater 9, or are still healing from the loss of their loved ones. And I wouldn't have gone out of my comfort zone if it wasn't for all the opportunities that Phi Theta Kappa provided for me. So thanks to Phi Theta Kappa, my academic formula, that little formula that I talked about at the beginning of my speech, became much more rewarding because it tied up a lot of my life's loose ends, and I appreciated my degree at UC Berkeley more. Also, because of my grades at De Anza, I got reinstated in the graduate program at San Jose State, and I didn't flunk out again. In fact, I even earned my master's degree, making me not only the third family member to graduate with a master's degree, but I became the first woman in my family to earn a master's degree. My films are gradually gaining success. I hopefully will get paid for one of these films one day. It'll happen, I promise you. But finally, working on my comedy sketches, that's a work in progress, and after my term as regional president ends, I will finish my comedy sketch series, and that'll be premiering on Facebook sometime in December 2016. It's all based on a Christmas theme, but it's one of those when you have a passion and you have something inside your heart, you gotta get it out, because otherwise you're just gonna wilt. So once the comedy sketches are done, I'll premiere it on Facebook in 2016. In conclusion, everyone will go through their life's journey, and there's no real formula that'll fit everybody. You have to create your own formula, and you have to go through your own paths. But the great thing with Phi Theta Kappa is that when you take on that path and you overcome those challenges, you'll be better equipped to cope with life's curveballs, however vicious they may become. Plus, you'll also get to enjoy more rewards later on, more rewards to reward yourself with special meals or more chocolate cake, because believe me, now that you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa, there will be more slices of chocolate cake in your future. So on behalf of the Nevada-California Regional Officer Team, I congratulate all the new inductees on becoming the newest members of the Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Christine Lowe, for that spectacular speech. We're going to begin our induction ceremony. Honor inductees, fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, family, friends, administration, faculty, and staff. I am pleased to present to you these candidates for membership into our honor society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership and have been selected because of their chosen scholarship, service, leadership, and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for acceptance into Beta Theta Lambda chapter of Phi Theta Kappa International Honor Society of the 2-year college. Students, you're about to be inducted into scholarly fellowship, which embraces 2-year colleges not only of your state, but of the nation and the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa, and your chapter is Beta Theta Lambda chapter. After induction, you will find among the members an atmosphere of scholarship to which you must give us yourself in order that this organization may be meaningful to you. All officers, please come to the podium.
I have in my hand a torch, symbolic of knowledge, which is servant of wisdom, which dwells with prudence and leads the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment.
I hold a white rose representing purity and beauty of life, with its white buds signifying intellectual associations. Each of you will receive a white rose as a symbol of our newly formed intellectual fellowships.
This is the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of a golden slab keyed at the top and bottom. The golden field, like the echelon of our coat of arms, refers to the golden opportunities that abound on every hand for society folk to evidence their culture and perform good works. Since gold is the most noble of metals, it shall have a further significance to our society, for it shall represent that nobility attained by those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you will observe a black band. It represents the three ideals which bind us together, and the cultural self-control, which is the necessary foundation for true wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Shining through the black enamel background are the three Greek letters, which are the initials of the Greek words meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Behind the band is a wreath, on the one side composed of oak leaves and on the other laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character, as symbolized by the sturdy oak. The graceful, curling leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes for membership in our society. Above the band is the representation of the head of Athena, a symbol of learning. In the base appear the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge and learning, the common ideal for members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. This band stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and membership in our select group.
You have studied the constitution of this organization, the purpose of which it is to foster a spirit of devotion to study and to scholarly ideas among its members, and whose principles are embedded in the Greek letters which stand for phronimon, thomas, katarotes. It's Greek. Meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Now that the standards and ideas of the organizations have been fully revealed to you, you come to complete the pledge which admits you into complete fellowship.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and the lively fellowship of scholars it affords. I salute you for your accomplishment. I charge you to explore always for truth and to dedicate yourself to the cultivation of the well-reasoned life and to a prelude to service and honor.
Will our dignitaries and remaining officers please form a receptive line in front of the head table.
Just taking out one at a time.
First, Merlene Bradford. Her major is social behavior science. I want to thank the teaching staff at Merritt, along with some of my instructors, counselors, family, and few friends, along way for supporting me, especially my children. Beverly Tebow? Tebow? Okay, Beverly Tebow, major behavioral science. She would like a comment from her. I would like to thank my family, my friends, and the Merritt teaching staff for supporting and encouraging me along this journey. Stephanie Berry, African American Studies. I would like to thank family, friends, and all Merritt staff for all this encouragement and support. I'd like to personally thank Ms. Grace Murphy for being a great friend and loving sister. Nicole Jones, major African American Studies. Listra Hanya? Hanya. Major, associate degree in nursing. Next to God, I thank all my family and friends for all my success in my academic and life. Struggle with joy. Charcina Imara, major health science. I'd like to thank God and my family and friends for their love, encouragement, and support. Lucero Molina, AA in social behavior science / master in social work field. I would like to thank my friends, best friend, and family for always giving me the support, advice, and motivation to keep moving forward with my education. Corey Watson, social science. Thank you, Brianna, my wife, for being supportive and understanding during this season as I pursue my education goals. Samuel Cohen, biology. I am proud to accept this honor. I would like to thank my supportive family and the faculty at Merritt College. They all been great people. Legine Auburn, Administrator of Justice. I would like to thank God and my family. Without them, nothing else matters. Phoebe Hoxton, Substance Abuse Counseling major. Bill Easley, Criminal Justice. I'd like to thank my dad and professor of the science who stressed education for that. I am grateful. I thank God. New officers, please approach the podium. Grace, it's just Grace. Everybody else sit down. No, wait. Before you are summoned your obligations as an officer of the chapter, you should renew your pledge of membership in Phi Theta Kappa. Repeat after me. I,
Grace Murphy,
do solemnly promise to uphold
do solemnly promise to uphold
the standards of Phi Theta Kappa
the standards of Phi Theta Kappa
and to maintain
and to maintain
by honest and
by honor and
independence and endeavor the ideas of scholarship.
independent and endeavor by
The ideas
ideas of scholarship for which
this organization stands.
this organization stands.
You are charged with the responsibility of learning the duties of your office and executing those duties to the best of your ability. Please, does she have to sign the book again? Yes. Okay. Please sign the chapter record book in the designated place for officer.
Every year, starting on January 1st, the goal of each chapter is to have the officers come together and to decide upon their chapter goals. As you heard me talk about our chapter, Beta Theta Lambda, we earned a 3-star status this year. It's quite an accomplishment. The smaller your group is, the harder it is. It's a challenge to get people to come in and really support and promote the activities of the chapter. However, it is not the end-all be-all. What's most important to me from the perspective as an advisor is to watch the individual members and the officers come together as a team to support not only other officers and members in the chapter, but also the rest of the Merritt College family, the clubs and organizations, etc. This year, we would like to honor those students who worked to help us obtain our 3-star level rating. So we have some awards for those individuals. Jerry Blackman. To expedite this process a little bit, I'm going to ask you to hold your applause until the last of the group is up here. Thank you. Mr. Blackman? Tatiana, could you please out? Alexander Buga. Tatiana Ochoa. Brenda Perez. Barbara Strotter. And Shalita Williams. This is our 3-star chapter development honorees for 2014. It is a great honor for advisors to be able to work with the students, the members, the officers throughout the year. And as we go through our yearly process, I look around and I take note of those officers who are contributing above and beyond the responsibilities that are in their officer position in our bylaws. For that reason, this is the second time since I've been advisor, since 2006, that I have awarded this particular award to an individual who I think has made an outstanding contribution in the 4 hallmarks of Phi Theta Kappa. The 4 hallmarks are scholarship for academic excellence and a GPA of over 3.9, service, support to campus, community, officers, members, and advisor, for leadership, accepting the responsibility for getting the job done, being a role model to all, fellowship, sharing the rewards and joys of membership with others, especially future members. It is with great honor that I would like to call forward to accept this Advisor's Hallmark Award, Ms. Brenda Perez.
come this way. There you go. Okay, now take a step that way. I'm a director. Okay.
She may be sweet and petite, but don't let this woman fool you. She is a dynamo. If you want the job done, this is a go-to person. Congratulations, Brenda. You've been doing a phenomenal job all year long. The next person I would like to honor is our all-state Phi Theta Kappa academic team recipient. Is Alicia here with us right now? She's at work today. However, she came in as on our first academic team. She was acknowledged by the Community College League of California and Phi Theta Kappa at an awards luncheon in Sacramento on April 7th. Dr. Ambrose Galaviz was also attended with us. As you can see, she's in the picture as well. And this is a great honor to go through this application process and to be nominated from your college for this particular award. So I'd like to congratulate Alicia. Not only did she receive a medallion, it's a little hard to see in the picture, but she also received a certificate from the Community College League, and she will also be receiving this certificate as the All-USA Community College Academic Team. So congratulations to Alicia Brown. She is our Vice President of Membership. The next award is the Most Distinguished Administrator. Yes, you can look at the table in front. There were candidates sitting right there. When the officers voted for this particular individual, it was interesting, some of the comments, because I said, vote for these folks and tell me why. I'm nosy, I want to know. So they did. I won't share that with you because it was all good. However, for this year's most distinguished administrator, for outstanding dedication to Merritt College students, for building a solid foundation for the chapter by encouraging that the chapter has strong support from the Associated Students of Merritt College, ASMC, our student government, for supporting Phi Theta Kappa programs, for supporting chapter operations and events, and for increasing visibility and understanding. This award is not only given because of this individual's support for Phi Theta Kappa, it is also given for the support of the entire campus. The envelope, please.
Dr. Lillian Chavez.
While I was contemplating the nominees and the candidate who was selected, I also looked around at another outstanding officer. Like Brenda Perez, her colleague, these two young ladies found out that they were both Phi Theta Kappans on the way down to a regional convention in Pomona last March. Not this last March, the last March. And it was interesting because I think there was some sort of conspiracy going on. In the back seat, I got the text, I'm Phi Theta Kappa. And so it was pretty awesome. Their experience at the regional convention must have done something to inspire them. Because less than 2 months later, both of these young ladies were running for office in the chapter. Less than a year later, this individual was also running for Northwest Vice President, and she was elected. I decided to name this, and I hope it's all right with the person whose name we're using, the Dr. Lilia Chavez Esprit de Corps Unity Award. When I looked around at what this particular individual was doing in not only unifying the members and the officers in our own little organization, Phi Theta Kappa, and then for her to go out and make the connection with the other organizations, becoming a senator on the ASMC, going and attending the interclub council meetings when we had a vacancy, and also injecting herself into other activities on campus. This was in the spirit of the very same spirit that Dr. Lilia Chavez was honored as most distinguished administrator for this year. So I opted to name it the Dr. Lilia Chavez Esprit de Corps Unity Award. For outstanding dedication in the promotion of unifying clubs and organizations on campus, sister chapters in the district, and chapters throughout the Nevada, California region. Dr. Chavez, would you do us the honor of presenting this to Ms. Tatiana? Ms. Tatiana Ochoa.
We're good.
Congratulations. I now have the honor of presenting to you our outgoing officers who have completed a full term of leadership position within our chapter. For distinguished service in their respective positions, Alicia Barnes, Vice President of Membership. Tatiana Ochoa, President. Ms. Brenda Perez, Vice President of Service. Barbara Strotter, Vice President of Scholarship. We're almost there. Our chapter could not do what it does without the support of every single one of you on campus. Whether you're a student, a member, custodian, classified staff, administrator, faculty, what we do really depends upon your support, especially when we need it. For that reason, I would like to honor the following individuals as sponsors with appreciation awards for their outstanding contributions to our chapter. So our first awardee is Dr. Norma Ambrose-Galaviz. Sheila Burson, who is the president of the Nevada, California Alumni Association, who had planned to be here today. Dr. Elmer Bugg, and he's probably wondering, what did I do? I have eyes and ears everywhere. Dr. Arnulfo Cedillo, who is unable to be with us today. Mary Cidio, DSPS coordinator. Lisa Copeland, DSPS counselor. June and Kim from our Thunderbird Cafe. Susan May, and Leslie Scurry. Oh, and Tony Hampton. For those of you who are graduating, make sure that you order your graduation regalia from the Phi Theta Kappa store. All right, and you're welcome to wear the cords, the gold tassel, and also the honor stole. Thank you so much. Now I ask that guests remain seated while the Phi Theta Kappans exit down the middle aisle and meet in the rear of the room for group photos.